Want to know how I built this incredible train depot here in Minecraft? Let's find out, shall we? Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Summerset MTR here on Minecraft. I nearly forgot the name of my own series, and that happens more often than you'd probably like to know. I'm stood here inside Summerset House, which I've not really featured much in this series, but if you've watched the old Guard City Minecraft series, you'll recognise this building, because this was basically the hub of operations for the most part. I think we dug out the back wall. We had all sorts of sorting machines over there, furnaces, things like that. I think at one point we had a railway coming through the wall as well. We had the rail being manufactured over here. It was pretty intense. These days, it's just a little boarding house for some of my villagers here, whilst the rest of the city kind of grows around them. Now, the reason I'm here is because I want to show off something that I have not built. This is something that I can take no credit for whatsoever. This purely belongs to Master Trams. Now, before I get to that, I just want to turn the music off. There we go, because I have heard it playing in the background before now. And I don't know if it's copyright or not. This is Summerset Square. I forgot the name of that as well. So Summerset Place is over there. That's the one that I've built with the trains running through. This is Summerset Square, which is basically my style of station, but so much better. So much better. Master Trams has done an excellent job with this. I wish I could build this good. For example, just here, the curved glass. It adds so much to the build, but it's something that for some reason I've never been able to properly do. The entranceways to each platform, the platform designs themselves, it's all lovely. Each platform has its own set of lifts as well, which, as you can see, get out the way, villager. Has, you know, little guard things around, which I need to do over there actually at Summerset Tower. It's just nice. It's just really nice. And if I pop down to, I believe it's this platform here. Now, I don't know if this is actually updating or not. It doesn't seem to be. I think there might be a bit of a mix-up with trains. I don't know. But yeah, this is... Just look at it. Look at the retaining walls. You can see... this has been deliberately designed as a terminus, by the way, but you could see where the tracks would have gone to go into to Jeff Marshall mode had the extension been built. There is no extension, to my knowledge at least. It'll be a bit tricky here because there's a railway the other side of that little retaining wall there. I'm going to fly along the tracks here because taking a train seems to be not possible right now. Also this, just the curves in and out of the station here look absolutely gorgeous. Ah, I see. Yeah, uniformity. That's how you do it. You put the nodes like this and then it curves. That's actually very clever. I might need to take a leaf out of that book. What is the radius of this one? 26.3. Okay, sorry, I'm just making mental notes here as well because I think I'm going to have to jot some of this down. But yeah, there's 6 platforms here. 2 island platforms, 2 outer platforms. It just looks really cool. It looks really cool, and I think it adds to this area really nicely. So the plan is to have this as an exposed cutting here, but we are going to build around it. I don't know what's going around it right now. Master Trams is in charge of that. You'll also notice over there where that sheep is currently stood. That used to be the big hole where the quarry was, and you can kind of see the border for where that was, but it's been filled in now using World Edit. Great tool, really love it. You can also see Woodbridge bus station over in the distance there, including the trees that I planted. That looks really cool as well, actually, the fact that you can see that far. Hopefully in the future I can upgrade the server a little bit more and have a slightly better performance, because I am having to twiddle around with some settings just to get things to cooperate a little bit better, which is unfortunate but understandable. So let's follow the track here then. I have been given permission to show off most of this, and we come to the first station out of Summerset Square, which is Mark Road. I'm pretty certain it's not named after me. Pretty certain. Having said that, though, that would be very flattering if it had. And then we come to the inspiration for some of the inspiration for my depot design, which is this here, which I believe has a name. Mark Road Depot. There you go. Pretty self-explanatory, really. This is what I nearly deleted accidentally in the last episode. I nearly removed the depot and I was like, oh, but no, thankfully I hadn't. Now, the reason it looks like this with the grass roof is because this is actually, believe it or not, going to be built somewhere within the city centre. And the reason it's got grass on top is because buildings are going to be built on top of it. I'm sure there won't be a layer of dirt and then building. I'm sure it'll be a little bit more well integrated than that. But there's a reason I've brought you over to this part in particular, because we're actually going to be building the Woodbridge depot today. And I came here for some inspiration, and actually concrete was something I was planning on using. So this is kind of cool. And the lighting looks cool, and the oak logs. I'm not going to use oak logs in mine. I am going to use support structures, but not oak. I think it's really cool. And is that iron? Yeah, iron ceiling, concrete floor. Nice. Good job. Again, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this as a collaborative series, you know, because my building skills are only so much. There's only so much I can and can't do. And sometimes it's nice just to have other people come on and express their creativity as well. Speaking of, shameless plug coming up, if you would like to join the server, become a patron. Link is in the description down below. You just have to be a patron for 1 month. And you'll get access to the server. I will provide more details on Patreon in the future as to which tier you have to be, but I promise you now it won't be the top tier only. It will be open to lower tiers as well, because I want to get more people on here. You know, this is a really good world to build in, and I really am looking forward to seeing everything, really, because everything in the horizon here is all going to become city one day, with streets, buildings. Every building's going to serve a purpose as well. It's not just going to be, you know, useless structures and things like that. Or at least that's the plan. And I think I've just discovered the traffic problem over here. Yeah, it's the pesky signalling issue again. Kind of annoying, but not a huge amount you can do. But yeah, this is Riverton Junction? Riverton? I think it's Riverton without the R, basically. River without the R. I've probably pronounced it wrong. Mastertrams, if I have, I apologise. This is currently the end of the line. It's built in a village. This is a naturally generated village, although I think someone's come in and made some amendments here. I don't actually know. I think this was a modded building, maybe, and that's why part of it was missing. Possibly. And I've been told there's something around here somewhere. I think I was told it was to the northeast. I'm just going to go for a little bit of exploring and see if I can find a very particular thing that I wanted to show off before we actually get into today's episode. Let me just hop onto Discord quickly and find out where it is. Northwest is where I'm heading. Northwest, which last I checked is this direction. So if I keep heading this way, there's another village there. There's also a village there, and that village has something. What is that? Is that a farm? That is a farm. Wow, there's some very clever things being built here already. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I like this. This is also not naturally generated, to my knowledge. This is something that Mastertrams must have built, because I certainly didn't. Yeah, no, this is definitely... Oh, that's freaking cool. But yeah, the thing I want to show you is over here. I might not reveal too much about what this is right now. I might let you guys comment down below your guesses. There also appears to be some floating grass up here. I have no idea where that's come from. Interesting. Again, I think this must have been a slime island on the old save, that because it wasn't loaded in, it's just stuck around. But yeah, there's a circular thing. Some might say a track. But I will let you all predict in the comments what you think that might be. Now, all these villages that I've been flying over, by the way, these are all eventually going to have railway stations serving them. For the most part, Mastertrams has actually bagsied these, which is fair enough. There are going to be a few more around, I'm sure. One of the problems I've got right now, if I open Journey Map, is you can see where all these villages are. So this is the one down here at Summerset Place. or Somerset Square. Either name works now. There's a village here, there's a village here, there's a village here, and there's a village here. Excuse me 1 second while I sneeze. Excuse me. There we go. It's all happening today. These villages have all been claimed by Master Trams, and I think around here his track's going to split, but I can't remember exactly how it works. The problem I've got is I've already explored to the west, to the south, to the east when I've played this map previously, and there's nothing. There's no villages. Absolute squat. And I don't think there will be for quite some distance now. So we are going to have to do a little bit of manipulation ourselves when it comes to actually getting things to work. Can I just teleport back? There we go. A little bit of cheating. We have to build our own villages, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to quickly hop on the train here to get back to Woodbridge. The other thing, one last thing I wanted to talk about before we get started properly. Oh, that was close. Frame rate. So right now, frame rate is, yeah, it was 30 FPS actually. That was pretty good. As we approach Woodbridge here though, especially as we turn and go past the depot. Hello? Okay, there's a train ahead. I was about to say, why have we stopped? The frame rate is about to drop considerably. And the problem is, as we head around the corner here, there we go, 7, 8, things like that. Not great. The problem is to do with how trains are rendered in the game. Now, this is a big problem. It makes it very hard to build, particularly in areas where there's lots of trains, like this one. For some reason, I wasn't getting the problem over at the other depot. Maybe because there weren't as many trains. There are 28 tracks here now. And in fact, I don't think you guys have even seen the new design since the last episode, which I'll introduce you to in just a second. Still not quite working as intended by the looks of things, but it could be worse, I suppose. Yeah, there's a lot of trains here. Actually, there's way more trains out on the track than there should be. What's going on here? Let me just fix this. Clear vehicles, refresh path. There we go. So yeah, there's 28 tracks. I've also relayed the junctions here. You can see how they work now. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but right now there isn't a huge amount that I can do. But the way the trains are rendered creates problems. Thankfully, Jonathan Ho, the creator of the MTR mod, has come to the rescue. And in fact, his most recent video at the time of recording is how he's fixing the frame rate. And he took something like this, where it was single digits, and he pushed it right up to the point that it was actually capped at 60. It could have gone beyond 60, but he had it capped. If that works across all versions of the MTR mod, then I won't have a problem anymore. It would have essentially been fixed, which would be awesome if that could happen. So I'm holding out hope for that one, actually, because that is a big one. That is a really, really big one, and that's a really, really cool one. For now, though, we're over here at Woodbridge Depot. This side here is going to be the one that's going to have the building created over the top of it. I'm also toying with the idea of... There's definitely going to be an extension at the back that's going to go as close to the track bed there as possible. I was toying with the idea of building something in this gap here as well. I was almost toying with the idea of actually having this side be the building. And actually, the more I look at it, the more I do think that. The only problem is this corner here would cause some issues with the design that I have in mind. So I'm going to stick with the original plan. Worst case scenario, I'll just copy it, swing it around, paste it, and then delete the first one, or cut and paste, whichever is easier. Now, the annoying thing is I am going to have to remove these trains, I think, to actually be able to record here. Because right now it's 7 FPS and it's absolutely ludicrous. So just temporarily, I'm going to come through and I'm going to do that. And already, look at my frame rate. It is definitely the trains that are the problem. Definitely the trains that are the problem. So we've cleared that out, which means we can get started on the build. Now, right now, I'm trying to think of materials that I would like to use for this build. I'm also trying to think of a style, all that sort of thing. I kind of just want to build this once and build it well. But I know it's not necessarily as easy as that. I'm also probably going to swap the floor out at some point. Actually, it makes more sense to fill all of this, even up to there, even though that bit is technically slabs. It still makes more sense. So let's do that quickly. Over to here. Right, now time-lapse here could work, but I think for the most part actually I could get away with not doing that. I've also just realized, so over here, shift right click, actually let's do it on this one. So I want it to be depot, like so, and then when I come out of it you can see it's one continuous thing. So now if I come here and do this on the others, there we are. Look at that. That's cool. That's really cool. So I'll show you what my plan is for this build, and then it might end up being a time lapse, it might not, we'll see. But my plan is as follows. Oh, it's a floating signal. I wonder what the heck that was then. Yes, signals is something else that I had an issue with, but I'm not going to get into right now. It was annoying. Right. So my plan is here, we're going to create the floor of the workshop. So from here, right the way over to here, we're going to use concrete. Now I want to see what types of concrete we have available to us first before I commit. I believe there's different colours. Yeah. So white is a possibility. We could just go with grey. Light grey is what Master Trams was using, so I'd like to avoid that. We could also go with the tube station blocks and see what that looks like. There's concrete powder as well. I think I might just go with grey. Minecraft grey concrete. Minecraft grey. Half the battle here is remembering to spell things the American way. There we go. I think actually that kind of works. Now this section here, this is basically going to be a walkway, like a corridor that runs down the side of the building here with a doorway at the end. So we're just going to leave the floor there a different style. And then over here, there's actually going to be a wall, possibly right here, which means if you run into the siding, you're going to be mightily close to the building, but that's fine too. Now we need to find a material to use for the actual walls here. Now the real temptation was to use mangrove again, but I think we've done enough of that. Maybe the support structure inside could be mangrove. I just feel like we've used that way too much. We've also used polished granite over at Summerset Place. Andesite could work, or diorite. Actually, diorite with stripped mangrove wood. That could work quite well. And then I guess we'll put sea lanterns in the ceiling. A roof style we'll come back to in a moment as well. So what are you? You're polished diorite, aren't you? Or diorite, however you want to say it. So we've got slabs. There we go. And I think actually that could be a good foundation to start with. So if we were to go 2, 3, 4, I think the trains are 4 tiles high. So I'm going to go one more. Maybe one more again. For reasons that hopefully will become obvious soon. Now, I guess we're going to do this. Like that. Is that right? I'm sure the trains... Let me just do a quick test depot again. Add depot. Test. Alright. There should be a train in front of me. Yes. Ah, and it's the right one too. That's actually kind of cool that it's remembered that. So yeah, you're 4 tall. Now the reason I've done that is because... there it is. I wanted to put like shutters across. Now does that look like it could resemble a shutter? Yes. Ish. Possibly. I think that works. I think that works. And then here, we're just going to carry on across like so. Oops. Over to this section here. And you get the idea. Now, obviously, this section here, there is a gap between tracks. But I think for the sake of argument, because I don't want to move things, we're just going to treat this as one big, wide, open space. So it's going to look like that. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think actually I've just realised how... Oh no, they are in pairs. So I just had I thought I had an epiphany, but it turns out it wasn't. 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. And now this can be built across like so. The only thing left to look at is a style of roof. And I think I know what I want to go for. I want to go for a pitched roof. But I can't remember what it's actually called, but where it keeps pitching in the same direction. And I'm going to use stairs for that to create that effect. And I kind of want to use a dark theme. So actually that polished blackstone brick looks like it would work. Let me show you what I mean. So let's go like this. Actually, what are you? You're polished blackstone. Polished blackstone brick slab. There we go. That's what I want. So if we did that, and then that, and then here it's going to go like that, and then this. Nope, that needs to go like that, and then like this, and then here it'll drop down, and then start again. This is the wow, can't speak. This is the design that I would like to go for this build, like this. Now, how that's going to fill in, I suppose I could do it like that. And then this again, and then this again. Now, the roof is going to be something that we're going to do last. And the reason we're going to do it last is because I want it to be the same size repeated. So that's how that's going to work. Okay, so I think I've explained the style, I've explained the design, all that good stuff. All that's really left to do then is head into a time lapse of me building all this, and hopefully by the end of it, it looks pretty good. Let's go. Alright, here we are then. Let's have a quick look at what we've built. And then, how long have I been going for? That might actually be all for this episode, actually, which I know seems a bit shortchanged, but yeah, quite a lot actually has happened today. Or at least I hope quite a lot has happened today. We'll see what happens when we reach the end of this. I'm just going to finish doing this little bit here quickly. And then we can do a nice summary. So, first of all, the big holes that I've dug under the tracks, these ones here, these are inspection pits. These means you can walk under the train and actually look up and see the train from underneath. I'm not really sure how useful that's going to be right now, but in terms of maintenance, that's what you have in depots. You have inspection pits. Every track in this depot here has an inspection pit. The ones outside don't. They're just sidings. We don't need them here. I'm just going to put support posts in there. So there's two walkways. There's this area, which is actually not a walkway. This is going to be the workshop. And then there's going to be this one here, which is the actual walkway. These are access catwalks. So you can actually get in the train. Now, obviously, trains in the siding, you can't actually stand in it. But you can imagine, like, anyone doing maintenance on the interior of the train, they need to get in somehow. And they can't, you know, dilly-dally too much because there's a massive hole in the ground there. So they'll use the catwalks here. And I think that will look really cool. I'm actually just doing this on the ones with the lights. There's the other one. Just so that we've got something holding this up. So it isn't just a floating thing. There we go. I might leave these other bits open actually, because I think that looks kind of cool. Something else we've got these upper windows so that daylight can get in, and we've also got skylights in the roof for the same reason. Right now, as you can see, it's getting dark. It is coming up to 7 PM when I'm recording this, so the sun is indeed setting in that direction. That's the moon rising over there. And yeah, you can now see how the lighting in here will work. So we've got the strip lights that run along, the ceiling lights. They're connected at the ends. I wish they did have something that actually connected them to the ceiling proper, but they don't, sadly, so we've just got this weird thing. Also, I'm not keen on these in the middle. I wanted to use stairs, but my problem with that... first of all, yeah, there are polished diorite stairs. Let's see if I can use this one here as an example. So I wanted to have upside down stairs. So it would look something like this. And actually, that does kind of work. I was worried that this wouldn't go into that bit properly, but it actually does kind of look cool. So I might go and swap these out with the other ones. Something else that I was a little concerned about was how this would work frame rate wise, and actually it seems to be okay so far, so I'm kind of happy about that too. But yeah, over there there'll be a workshop with its own lighting system, which I've not built yet. I'm not going to do that today. Here we've got like a little airlock thing that's going to take people outside. We'll just put a little what kind of roof should we have on this? Kind of something like this, I would say. I might just do this like that, and this will be the way in and out. There we are. And then over here I'm just gonna do actually it won't be like that, it will be using these ones. There we are. I think that looks kind of cool as well. Might as well pop that. In fact, might as well just do all of this one, to be honest. Yeah. And then there's a little bit of light coming in from there as well. And then down the side here, there's actually going to be a walkway so that people can access the sidings over there. How that's going to work with this track here, I don't yet know. It'll probably be a 1 tile or 2 tile here, and then it will cut in 1 and then run 1 tile once the ramp here reaches the appropriate level. It just stops people from accidentally walking in front of a train. And yeah, that pretty much does it for this episode though, everybody. So thank you very much for watching. don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far, drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Like I said at the top of the video, feel free to check out my Patreon, link should be in the description down below. And then, yeah, one day you'll be on here as well, helping build these incredible buildings. And I will keep you up to date with Master Trams's constructions as well, as and when they're finished and as and when I have permission to. But yeah, one more time, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.